Hey EVC, this is Luke with Hot Wax and Cool Vinyl. Welcome back. Unless this is the first time you're viewing my channel, then welcome. So this week I'm going to do a two-part video. The first part is going to show my recent finds of the stuff that I bought that came this week. Bought some stuff online. There's only 4 or 5 of them, not much at all. And then the second part was something I was watching. I think his first name is Dave. I think it's Dave Griffith's channel. And I was watching it on Thursday, and he did a really nice montage of his 50 favorite record covers in no particular order. And I was like, now that's something that's really cool, and that's something I'd like to show on my channel. So I grabbed like 11, and I stopped myself there because otherwise, seriously, I mean, we could have gone to 50, 100, and so forth and so on. But so let's start with the stuff I bought. So the first one is Exile on Main from the Stones. This is the Gatefold, 1973 press. Does not have the cards in it, but it is a good cover. And the record is sound and solid across the board. Now, I have, I think, 2 copies of Exile on Main already, but I bought it because it was cheap. I mean, honestly, I bought it because it was $10, and that included the shipping. So there's certain albums that you're just not going to pass up. If the price is good, if it's too good to pass up, even if you have it, because where are you going to find Exile on Main for $10? The next one is Enoch Light. This is similar to the Command series. And if you're not familiar with those were the I'm going to say the Mo-Fi of the 60s. They really were. They were done on magnetic film. They were just really very nicely done, very well recorded. And this is Arnie Lawrence, his saxophone and strings smoking and popping. This is a gatefold. I bought this yesterday from one of my local thrift stores. And if you're not familiar with the Command records, or in this case the Enoch Light, this is a project that I didn't even realize until just when I got home. This was a promo, but again, these guys did a really nice job, not just with the album itself, which is magnificent to listen to, and if you get a chance, and they're so cheap, you should, literally, you'll find them in your dollar bin in just about any record store, any thrift store that's either the Command record series or an Enoch Light. Grab one and just throw it on your turntable and listen to it. It's just really a great sounding record. But also the covers. The covers are good. It's heavy stock, not cheap, not flimsy. Great gloss, very much like the Impulse records I talked about last week. And so this was that. And here is the album itself. Looks really good. And this thing about this record store or this thrift store that I got this in, this guy has, I'm not kidding when I say he's probably got about 3,000 records. And I'm also not kidding when I'm telling you like 2,900 of them can be thrown away and nobody would miss them. It's a thrift store where you're not a bad idea to bring some rubber gloves, some latex gloves when you're going thumbing through stuff, because you don't want to walk out of there with more than you brought in as far as germs. So, but it's still a thrift store, and every now and again I find some good stuff. Then I also got this Elvis Costello, this year's model, 180 gram, 2013 reissue. And I bought this again because it was cheap and because the picture on eBay looked like the cover was in better shape than my 2 originals. So I got this record and I'm looking at it and I'm like, something's not right here. And I'm looking at this record and if you can, even with the glare, you can see just how badly this is actually creased, and the tear on the back here, which goes, straight through on the front. And so I looked, I got it and I looked at it and I was like, it's possible that maybe I missed it. So I went back to the listing and I looked at it, and sure enough, cover is fantastic. It looks bright and airy, and I'm looking at mine, I'm looking at that one. I emailed the guy and I'm like, is there a reason why the picture on your listing is not what you sent me? And he was like, well, I did say it was used. And I'm like, right, but regardless of price, the reason I bought it isn't because I needed the album. I have 2 copies of it. I bought it because it looked like it was better than mine. Long story short, he wound up giving me a partial refund, and so I was like, you know what, fine, I'll keep it, because the album sounds good. I mean, it sounds really good, but again, it's not why I bought it. My originals sound really good too. So next up we have Cat Stevens, and no, I'm not a big Cat Stevens fan. Tea for the Tillerman is an album that I do like, and it was pretty inexpensive. So I bought those. So those are the records that I bought for the week. Now, part 2 is album covers, my favorite album covers. And again, I grabbed 11 of them or so, 10, 11, whatever it is. And it certainly could have been much more. It easily could have been 50 to 100, 120, whatever. Because there's just so many albums that either have great artwork on them or great photography, or just for whatever reason capture my imagination, and I'm drawn to the cover. So we're going to start with Rocky Horror Picture Show. This is the original Roxy Cast version, and I love this artwork. The eyes in this particular album, the cover, are just, I mean, they just convey all the emotions that are on her face. Is it fear? Is it shock? Is it horror? What is it? All of them you can kind of go through in the artwork. Really nicely done. And of course, the gatefold center has the original Roxy Cast from London, from the Roxy Theatre. So that's one. I absolutely adore that cover. Next up is the Rolling Stones' December's Children. I just love this photo. It's just, black and white photograph. The captures, I mean, all of them have just that pensive look, except for Jagger, who's got that smirk on. And, they're all crunched together. Just really for me, just a captivating photograph of the Stones. And I'm a sucker for black and white photographs too, by the way, just in case you were wondering. I'll put that here. I want to slide down. Next is the Ramones debut album again. Great black and white photo, great cover. This was taken down the block from CBGB's, across the street from a park. Looking very serious, and it's in black and white. It's just it captures, the contrast is strong. It just captures, as far as I'm concerned, it just captures the emotion of the band at that point in time, where they really just like, look, I don't want to be bothered. Let's just get this done. Again, great cover. News of the World from Queen, one of my favorite covers all time. I just never get tired of looking at it. It is a little bit morose, but it's just a stunning stunning cover. The colorways are really great. You know, the green sky. How they got to green, I don't know. The gatefold, the fear in the people's eyes running, and the sadness that you see in the eyes of the robot as he's reaching in. His eyes don't convey. The artist, the eyes, he went out of his way. I think they try to convey a sympathetic figure. But I just love the artwork. Genesis seconds out. Every rock show should have this kind of choreography behind it. And it's a great cover. I mean, the great photographs, everything's I mean, just everything about this album cover is just speaks to me from a photographic point of view. You know, I just like it. I think it's elegant, and it's just a lovely photograph. And it's, you know, and it was a shot. They capture him during a concert. You see. You can't really see it too clearly, but there's Collins singing. I mean, just really a well done cover. Moving along to Eagles One of These Nights. This is the embossed cover. You know, just a really cool artwork on it. Very Southwestern. The look they were going for. So, and the, you know, intersleeve with a great black and white photo of the band doesn't hurt. Emerson, Lake and Palmer's works. For its sheer simplicity, I love this album cover. It just, here you go, you know, embossed ELP, embossed lettering over a black flat mat. Not a lot of high gloss. You know, has gloss, but not that high sheen. So it's just really always been one of my favorite covers. Boston's debut album. Astounding artwork. I still love looking at it. You know, guitar spaceships holding cities as the world explodes. Talk about having a bad day. Zenyatta Mondatta from The Police. I think it's just the way the colors have always played out on this that I like so much. Yeah, just to me just a great cover to this day. And then finally, or second to last, I should say, Godzilla from Lois the Cult. This is the Godzilla Live promo. I didn't give any credits that I saw to the filmmakers of Godzilla, but kudos to these guys. Anytime you put 1960s Godzilla on a record cover, you win. And then finally, Yellows Out of the Blue. This is a great album cover again. They incorporated everything from the Simon game from when I was a kid to, you know, science fiction to, you know, workings of a turntable. Just really a great album cover, and the more you look at it, you always pick up little other stuff that you maybe not have noticed the first time around. because there's so much going on in this artwork with this that it's easy to miss stuff. And so, I still look at it and I still find new stuff, and it doesn't hurt that it's a great album. So that's it. Those are my albums. Those are my favorites, and those are the albums I picked up this week. So have a great week. Today is the 16th of February. It is a Sunday. I hope everyone had a fantastic Valentine's Day with their significant others, and I hope you have a great week. Cheers all. Speak to you soon.